There is a very clear trend right now that I'm not sure everybody's aware of, but you need to be. We're obviously seeing some very exciting signs in crypto, and we're on the verge of some pumps, some capital inflows, adoption taking place, all those fun, exciting things we talk about all the time here on the channel. And the big question lies is, what are people paying attention to? Where is the money going to flow? And it's very clearly AI and AI agents. In fact, we just hit a new all-time high in terms of global search traffic for AI agents. It's a very obvious sign that that is where retail is paying attention to most. So a lot of these AI projects are probably going to do incredibly well. And so that's where I've been spending a huge portion of addition in terms of my portfolio. I've been accumulating a ton of AI projects. And there's one I actually stumbled on about a month ago or so that I did in fact accumulate. I threw a couple grand at. It's currently up about 20%. This isn't a paid or sponsored video, just so you guys are aware. But I really like what this project is actually doing for the Solana blockchain. It's a Solana grant recipient, which is a big deal. It's on the verge of a technical breakout. There's some pretty big optics happening for it right now. And I want to talk about all that with you guys. I'm going to leave these links in the description below for you guys to check out. Make sure you guys have the right stuff. But this is ARLO, and I first saw this back kind of around this block here. I actually talked about this in my Patreon, so those who are in my Patreon, you're familiar with this. But I've seen some ups, I've seen some downs, and what we're seeing right now is it actually on the verge of a technical breakout. We have a big ascending triangle that's building, and what we're seeing right now across the market is a little bit of excitement. We are seeing actually retail confidence on the rise. We're seeing a BTC dominance breakdown. We're seeing capital start to reflow back into a lot of these assets, and this is where projects like ARLO have a huge opportunity to go on some gains. And guys, this is a $1 million market cap. It's really small. All right. Now, why I'm mentioning that is we've actually talked about some Solana grant recipient projects here on the channel before. Some of those have done 5Xs, 10Xs. Some of them surged multiple times 5X. And those were $100 million market caps. What kind of potential do we think there is with a $1 million market cap? That's kind of early on. Just I'll let your imagination run. You could see it do some incredible X's from here. But I think it's more important what it actually does. That's the key thing, because this is a solution-based project. So this is the leader of an AI swarm capable of analyzing token safety, market trends, social sentiment, and more for assets on the Solana blockchain. The cool thing about this is it sounds like this is planning on going multi-chain. So that's kind of the rumblings that I'm hearing through the grapevine. Actually, Zach Humphreys did a great sit down with one of the founders, I believe, at the Futurist conference talking about this. So that's a pretty cool idea. But why this is such a big deal is we know that the Solana blockchain has all these different projects launched all the time, and you never know whether they're good or whether they're bad. With the ARLO bot, it actually does an AI assessment on the project themselves. You guys can see it'll do market cap, supply, liquidity, all that stuff, token safety. It'll give a market analysis, social sentiment, gives a whole key insight breakdown on this. So this is actually a really useful tool, especially if you are trading on the Solana blockchain. But I really like being in a lot of these projects kind of early on before they get off the ground, because guys, right now, this is again a $1 million market cap. It's only just over 2,000 holders. All right. There's only like 2,000 people following it on Twitter. That's a pretty big deal. All right. We are paying attention to something that is very, very early on. Now, what I will say here as well is some other big players in the space are starting to pay attention to this. Austin Hilton, obviously Zach Humphreys, like I talked about, he had a chance to talk with one of the creators at the Futures conference, Oscar Ramos, right? And so you're seeing actually a big push in terms of optics for this project right now as well. So this is one I would definitely recommend keeping an eye on. Do your research when it comes to this. Again, this is something I bought a couple grand of back here. I'm up like 20% right now, just for a little bit of context. I am adding more to this. All right. I'm going to be buying more ARLO as time goes on, because again, there's just so much potential for AI in this cycle. There is so much room for growth. And I don't think the Solana blockchain is done seeing some of its most significant surges yet in terms of users. It's still very cheap to use, but this helps weed out a lot of the crap on the chain, frankly. So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Again, links are going to be in the description below for you guys to check out, but definitely check out ARLO if you guys have not. So have a great day. Show your love below. Let me know your thoughts. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.